Hey everyone, I just got back from the midnight premiere of The Green Lantern Hal Jordan, starring Ryan Reynolds. It's late, guys. I have class tomorrow, but I thought I'd get this review up before, beat the rush of all the other YouTubers out there, so this video can get, it's probably gonna get about 200 views, just being real. Anyway, review of Green Lantern, directed by Martin Campbell. Now, I'm a fan of the Green Lantern comics. Not in particular Hal Jordan, more Kyle Rayner and John Stewart. For those of you who don't know who those people are, you probably won't care very much for this movie. But I really like this movie. Not incredibly much. Like, this movie is no Iron Man, it's no Batman Begins, it's no Spider-Man 1. But it's definitely not one of the worst superhero movies. I like this a lot more than the first X-Men. I thought this was definitely better than Punisher. Definitely better than Daredevil and Elektra. This is one of those middle-of-the-road movies. I don't think it was as good as Thor that I saw earlier this year. That being said, I think the action scenes are better than Thor's action scenes. The story is not that strong, but I'll get to that in a moment. Anyway, for those of you who don't know the mythos of Green Lantern is this DC Comics character who, the character Hal Jordan, receives a ring. And this ring, anything that he thinks in his mind, he can create. And he becomes like this basically intergalactic police force, the Green Lantern Corps. And I like this movie. Is it the most accurate to the story of the comic? No. But Green Lantern has a very interesting origin story, and I think they did an alright job doing it. There's some really cool cameo and character introduction here, including Angela Bassett playing one character, Amanda Waller. And if you don't know who Amanda Waller is, she is like one of the most awesome comic book characters created, DC or Marvel. Just one of the most awesome characters ever created. And going into this movie, I had low expectations. I was not expecting it. I heard some pretty bad reviews about it. Honestly, I think people are going to be hard on this movie because they're expecting it to be something else than it is. It's silly at times, but it's the Green Lantern. He creates things with a ring. Come on, people! Like, how you can't make this a Batman movie? It operates on a cartoon functionality, but it works. The major problem I have with this movie is the special effects. They are really low grade. Like, you can tell they did not spend a lot of money or time on the special effects. I mean, they are. Sometimes they are good. I will say that good, not great. But a lot of times they are awful. And by awful, I mean it looks like they came out of like 2005. Awful. But, that's the way things are. Ryan Reynolds, I was very worried when I first saw the trailer for Green Lantern that Ryan Reynolds would very much be playing the Kyle Rayner type character, less Hal Jordan. I actually thought he did a pretty good job channeling Hal Jordan. He does it a few times, kind of move into more of the Kyle Rayner type character. But for the most part, he sticks with the Hal Jordan one. And, he's funny in the scenes where he needs to be. And the action scenes are good. He's not the most convincing superhero, but he does an adequate job for the origin story of the Green Lantern. Mark Strong plays a good Sinestro. He's actually maybe the strongest performance in the movie. Blake Lively plays Carol Ferris, who I won't spoil if you haven't read the comics, but her character has a very interesting arc. And I'm wondering if Blake can pull it off. She's not great in this movie, but it's probably one of the best acting performances I've seen her, minus her performance in The Town, and it's definitely the hottest I've seen her. And I don't really watch Gossip Girl, but even when I see her on Gossip Girl, she never really struck me as like, oh yeah, she's really good looking. Here, she's actually kind of attractive. Now, story-wise, it's weak at some parts, very weak, and it gets a little silly. But I thought the pacing moved well. Some people will complain about the pacing, say, oh, I moved too fast, not enough backstory, not enough this. But I think you never were bored, and it moved along quite nicely. And the ending is not as great as it could have been. If I had been writing it, would I have wrote it a little bit differently? Yes. But for what it is, it's not bad. Now, is this a movie that you should also rush out and go see? Not necessarily. If you're not a fan of superheroes or superhero movies, you're probably not going to like this movie. But I think this movie is worth giving a chance. More of a matinee price. I like this much better than the other movie, last movie I saw in theaters, Hangover 2. At least this movie tries to be original in some aspects. So at the end of the day, I think for review grade, I'm giving this an 80 out of 100. It's a B minus. Barely making that because I think there's some really inventive scenes and there's some really cool stuff that happens, and it is awesome to see the Green Lantern finally get some screen time. I would like them to make a sequel. I'm hoping they make a sequel. They make it a little bit more serious. They tweak out the dialogue a little bit, but I think for what it is, it's decent. It's a decent, solid movie. You know, I wasn't looking for The Dark Knight. I was looking for a fun time at the movies, and that's what I was given. So, you know, I'm sure some people are going to disagree with me on this. A lot of people did not like this movie, but I did. So, leave your comments, your thoughts on the Green Lantern below. Rate, comment, subscribe. Until next time, please remember, it's all there.